Good morning everyone, welcome to a new update of the markets of me, Crypto Michael. If you're not subscribed yet, please subscribe beneath here, click on the bell and you'll make me happy. As you can see, we're not doing this update with a webcam, which means that my eye is not going better than yesterday, as I've discussed that in the live stream. So that's unfortunate, but I'm still here to give you some news on the markets as the markets are moving, and especially Ethereum is moving. But first, as you might know, Bitcoin is on the edge of making a pretty decent move. It has to crack this red zone around 35k. If that happens and we break through 35, I think we're going to clearly break through 38, as that's already been tested once. So I assume we're going to make this break through at 38 and get a test of the block that we have here. So on the upside, the critical level to break is 35. If that breaks, I'm assuming we're going to continue towards 14.5 to 42k and get a nice range bound construction. This range bound construction is very similar to what we anticipated in the halving period. As you can see, we had a very nice range bound construction during the halving period, in which the range low around 8.5k was sustaining for support, and we get some nice upper tests, which means that if we get in this region, that's not an entry point, but we overall get a nice range bound construction with compression before we make a new breakout and a new impulse wave. We also did have one during August and September. We had a nice breakdown from this range bound construction to test previous levels. This breakdown occurred through the DXY index, which we're also going to discuss in this video. But what we can see, Bitcoin is volatile. It's actually trying to break through 35 at this point. So heavily interested how that is going to go during the day. But if 35 breaks, I think we skip 38 and we're going to continue towards 14.5 to 42. If we fail to break above 35 or make a fake breakout and break down towards the range again, the downside is 32k. So 32k is the level that we have to watch on the downside. If that fails to hold, we are getting a test of 30k. However, given the fact that 30 has been tested so many times, the likelihood of 30k holding again is slowly decreasing, through which a retest of this 25 to 26k zone is something that I'm definitely watching if we can't hold 30k, and then the 21-week MA starts to get into play as well. Then we should be having Ethereum USDT. It's trying to make new all-time highs, as you can see. However, it's not convincing yet. And you should be aware that the CME futures on Ethereum are going to be launched in 6 days from now. And what is often the case with those events is a buy the rumor, sell the news concept. What does that tell you? It tells you that it runs up to the event, and when the event takes place, the price comes back to the normal standards, to the mean, and the price drops as reality starts to kick in. When we discuss such an event, we can pop up this chart. As yesterday, there was a new pump scheduled for XRP. The pump started here, or it was scheduled there, and what they did is they dumped on you. So you see a run up to the event, buy the rumor, the event takes place, dump initiates. So buy the rumor, sell the news. I'm not expecting such an event to take place on Ethereum, of course not. However, the fact is that there is currently the FOMO surrounding that futures event, causing the price of Ethereum to move up. So you should be aware that if we break through this 1440 to 4016 level, then we could continue towards the next zone, which is around 1600 to 1700, which is also the Fibonacci zone here. However, there is a rising wedge construction. So if we break through, you want to see a clear flip of this previous high for support. If this does not happen, we get a fake out to the upside, and the likelihood of breaking back down into the range is significant. And then we have this rising wedge construction, which is most likely going to play out. So at this point, if Ethereum continues to grind, you want to see this flip going to occur, and then we can see strength again. However, if it fails to hold and we break south, first level is this zone, then probably a lower high, and we drop back towards $1,000, which is heavily relying on the fact that Bitcoin also has to break this 35k zone. It's trying right now, so we might be getting a breakout today, which would be nice. Ethereum on the higher time frames also still shows some massive moves. I'm still assuming that we get such a corrective move before we start to continue moving, depending on how this week is going to go. But we can see that we just had a very vertical move in which we make new higher highs. We're looking for a new higher low before we can continue making a new impulse wave on Ethereum in general. Then something about XRP. XRP dumped heavily yesterday, as you can see. And I've been discussing this on the live stream. If something starts to run heavily, then the only interesting points you could do or could take are based on historical price action. So here is one entry point. This block was one entry point. You got stopped out from that range. And the second or third entry point is around this region. As for XRP, it has to hold above this gray box, as we have discussed. It has been a significant resistance area. You want this to hold before you want to see continuation on XRP. So it has to hold this level. If it doesn't hold this level, we're going to look at 20 cents again. But we're holding, and we might be seeing a slight bullish divergence here. So we do see a downward trend. We do see a slight bullish divergence. We do see a higher low, which might mean that we're going to see further upside towards 42 to possibly even 47 to 50 cents on XRP in the coming days. Most likely being influenced by any price movement of Bitcoin at all. So what I'm going to conclude out of this is that you should not be chasing trades, especially when something goes vertical. If something went vertical, define your levels through historical price action and then start trading based on it. Final conclusion, this month is usually not the best month for equity markets. Probably when I'm saying this, it's going to be one of the fantastic months, but okay, I'm jinxing it. What we see on the DXY index is that we see this bullish divergence being played out. In September we had one, flipped the level here and started to continue to make a bearish retest of the previous support level. Right now, bullish divergence, flip off the level for support, most likely going to see continuation in which we're going to test this 92 points level. If we do not hold above 90.40, I think we're getting a renewed test here of the lows. But if we keep support there, I'm expecting continuation to occur on the DXY index, which could influence or could be a variable for the markets to start making a corrective move on Bitcoin in general. As we can see, currently we're trying to break through 35. If it does that in one go and we gain the level on like a 4-hour time frame or more, we might be getting towards new all-time highs. So this is definitely a nice move. Something to watch. I hope you have enjoyed this small market update, and I'll be back tomorrow with a fresh new market update if the market does well. Please subscribe.